Alright, just give me another minute to set everything up here. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna do kind of from scratch here. And the main thing that I think I want to do with this is in EverQuest Next, one of their advertisements was to create AI that would wander around the area and then kind of put up their own base in a random location based on certain parameters. So I think it'd be kind of cool to start diving into something like that. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna do too much in terms of the landscape here. I just want to kind of create some variation. Sink some parts down in. Sink these parts down in. Lift it up. Lift it up. And this is going to be a large area. So if I hit play, oops, ha! If I hit play, go to player start, I'm going to lift him up. And this is a pretty good sized area. So first things first, I want to scale my third person character up more. Make him normal sized. There we go. That's better. Okay. So now, we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to create, I think I might stay with this AI. Because he already has the spline functionality to kind of walk along a path. No, you know what? Let's start from scratch. New folder, new AI. And this is just kind of my test project. So new AI. I want a blueprint class character. Let's do AI clan master. Okay, AI clan master. Let's do a new AI controller. AI controller. Select AI clan controller underscore master. Because I'm going to try creating children of these to create the different kind of clans, and we'll set it up that way. AI test map. Yeah, so I think this would be kind of neat to do. Okay. How do we want to start this? I guess we could start by adding in like some sort of road or something like that. So AI, gonna put that in a parameters folder. That's blueprint class actor. This will be our travel BP. Alright, so hey, how's it going? I do not know how to pronounce your name. How's it going? I don't want to butcher it, so I don't even want to try. Okay. Alright, so we'll be able to do... Actually, do I want to do a mesh instead? Restore. Okay. Thanks, Suzanne. And just to let you know, this is a public stream, so my subscribers can see this as well. Procedural generation, like in No Man's Sky. What do you mean, like the planets? Like have planets procedurally generate the terrains and stuff like that? Okay, that will be... that will take quite a while to do. Landscapes are based on triangles, so when you want to do... Let me open up this so I can kind of make a visualization for you. When you want to do a procedural generation, I'll get back to the other thing in a sec. Basically what you want to look for is... Here. Because it's based on triangles, so if you have an array of points, let's say you want to make a landscape going, across and stuff with different variations in the z-axis. Procedural landscapes are based on triangles, so you have points going across the top like that. It's not perfect because I'm doing it with a mouse, but and then so you need to figure out the value of each of these. So you'll have a triangle here. So this will be 1, 3, and then 2. And it'll just keep going, and that's how that landscape is generated. It's generated in triangles. So this would look, like that. A triangle there, a triangle here, a triangle there, a triangle there, and it kind of builds it up like that. So what you would want to do is have a point sequence, so all the points kind of go through an array, essentially. So you'd have an array of different vector points, and then you would cycle between the array based on a pattern within those points, if that makes sense. So, so the first one you would want to go to would be 1, and then 3, and then 2 to draw the triangle. And then after that, you would want to go, 4, 5, or 6, or I think it would actually be 4, 6, and 5. Yeah. So even numbers on the bottom, and you just kind of cycle between those, and that will generate your terrain based on every single point. And then once you have all that information, you'll then be able to translate it within the z-axis, so you can have randomized hills and things like that. It takes quite a while to build, so I'm not going to be doing that in the stream, but I hope that helps. kind of give you an idea of what you're looking for. But yeah, so back to our AI here. So this is going to be our AI road. So essentially each point that we put in for this spline is going to be a different road that they can travel down. So this is essentially all we need for that. So now if I put this down, we now have these different vector points for the spline. So I can go ahead and hit Alt and make some new points. So one AI would kind of travel down that road. And we can bring in another one. Let's move that up a little bit there. This guy up. And I'm just trying to kind of create a different paths that the AI could take here. So those are pretty good. Okay, so now let's hop into our AI. First of all, let's hop into this guy and set the controller. It's going to be controlling this guy, and now we'll open up our master controller. So we want that, but let's keep that there. And first, I want to create the different clans for us to kind of choose from. So this is going to be an enumeration. Clan underscore enum. So we'll open this guy up, create a new one. Firetooth clan. And I don't know. Stormwind clan. We'll just do 2 for now. That'll be fine. So now we'll go over here, create a variable, clan enum, clan enum here, and we're going to make that public too. So now we can choose which one it is. And then we can, that's just for setting it up right now. On event begin play, we also want to get all actors of class, and we want this to be our spline. What did I call that? I can't remember what I call it. Travel BP, I think. I'll do a for each loop. And I want to add those to a variable. So I want to add those to an array. I'm sorry. So travel array. I'm going to make that of type travel BP, an array, and then we're going to want to add that. So right off the bat, our AI know where they're able to travel because they're storing those travel BPs with the spline in it into this array. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually have them choose one and go to it. So for that, let's just do custom events. Usually I do functions, but it's more readable in a recording to do custom events. So shit. Now I don't know which one did. Let's split it up quite a bit, okay? So it's really readable. So pick a road. Pick a road. So now we're gonna get random int in range, and we want to get the length of this, and then subtract 1. So the reason we're subtracting 1 is because arrays start off at 0. So the first element in an array is integer 0, but length actually counts the physical length of the array. So it doesn't start at 0 with the length. So we subtract 1 so it is able to choose 0, essentially, or the last one. So promote to variable. I'll make this really chosen road. Let's make it really, really simple. Okay, so we got pick a road. Pick a road. And now let's just go ahead and call that. Might as well just call it right at the beginning. Move this up. Oh. Begin play. Let's give that make that red so we can really see it stand out. Okay, so now we've got all actors of class for all the roads. We have the AI picking a road. And now what we can do is actually have the AI go to it and walk on the road. So I don't know, movement. We'll just call it movement. We'll get our chosen road. We want to, excuse me 1 second. Let's just bring this guy over here. Sorry, just 1 sec. Okay. So now we have our chosen road. So we want to get spline from that chosen road. And we want to get the number of spawn points. Or spline points, excuse me. So we'll get the number of spline points. And we want a regular for loop. And we'll plug that into our movement. And now we want to set, or no, I'm sorry, not set. Get transform at spline point. And now make sure that we go to world with this, and then we plug in this guy here. Split. And let's make another array. This will be our vector array. Vector array. Do that. And we want to add each of these points to our array here. Okay. And calling that movement is wrong. Let's do get vector points. Okay. So now we want to actually move the character, right? So now we'll do a custom event. Call it movement. And now we want to create an index. And this index will determine which points we'll be going to at which time. So if we want to do it in order and so on. So first off, we want to add 1, and by default, make sure to put this to -1. So first time it's called, it calls 0, right? Because 0 is the first element in an array. So now we want to get this guy and say greater than. We want to get the length of our array here. And then -1. Okay. So now we're kind of comparing between what index we're at, so how many times this counts up, versus the overall length of our vector array. So if this reaches, let's say we have 9 points here. If this number reaches 9, then obviously it's not going to be greater than 9. So it'll go back and set it to 0. And we'll go ahead and AI move to. Plug that guy in. And of course on false, we also want to be going there. We want to get whatever our index is, and that will be our destination. And then on success, we want to call movement again. Right, so before we start, I got to put in a nav mesh bounds volume so our AI actually move. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm just going to scale it up so it encompasses our roads there. Build navigation. Okay. And now, and I need to put in our mesh, which is going to be our skeleton, and let's use our third person. I think this should be down one more. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we can plop him in, plop him in, plop him in, plop him in, and hit play. Oh, and actually, I think I forgot to call this event, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. So on completed, we just need to call movement. So it starts calling this. So now they all pick the road. Did anybody pick the other one? Nobody picked the other one? Really? There's 2 roads there. Let's see what that's about. Let's see if I made a mistake here. Oh, ha! That's what I made a mistake on. So on pick a road, we want to do it when it's completed, not after. Let's try that. Okay, see? So they're picking different roads. These three are running on that one. These guys are running on that one. So you could define a path, but it's completely randomized where they go. You know, which path they go on. And see that they stopped because I don't have it sequencing through, apparently. No, why did you stop? Let's see. Calling movement. On success. Movement. Maybe he wasn't able to get to a point. Maybe there was a point that was too far down or something. Let's see. No, it looks okay. Let's follow this one down and see. Well, these guys are like up in the air. Hold on. That's probably why. Okay, let's try it again. Ah. Yeah, it looks like they're all sequencing through. Is he running back? Yep, he's running back too. Excellent. So he's going back to the first point to start the sequence all over again. Okay, so my reasoning behind doing this is so we can have different like base spots set up around the area, and as he goes through, he can kind of decide which base area he would want to set up at, which is pretty much the same exact concept behind this guy. For 22, okay, 20 minutes. We have a few minutes left, so I'll hop into in here, and I'd like to take a quick look at our clan enum. Now, if we set this initially, we can actually define kind of groups. So wherever this master goes, the other children would kind of follow along. So that's kind of what my plan is for this guy here, is kind of do a clan chieftain, and then the other AI will just kind of be, warriors, things like that, and they'll go ahead and follow along with the clan chieftain, whatever he decides. So he'll be the big honcho, the head honcho, the decision maker, essentially. So snappy as he rotates. Yeah, absolutely. You can do. Let's see. What's the best way to do that? You can do look at rotation on an event tick and kind of point it to the next point. Let's see. It's actually been a while since I've done that. But basically, what you would want to do is, not here. Sorry. Let's do it here. Fine, look at rotation, and then oops. Get controlled pawn, because this is in the controller. So we'll get controlled pawn, start, and then you can do something like this, where you just set the rotation of the character. You can also lerp, rotator lerp. No, not our interp. Our interp 2, this is what we want, okay. Then tick for our delta time, or you can get world delta seconds, plug it in there. Interp speed 15. Let's go ahead and do it like this. We're going to get controlled pawn again. Set actor rotation. This will be there. Let's unplug those, put that into there, put that into there. And now we have our interp speed, but now we need just our current and our target. So again, we'll get actor rotation. That'll plug in there. And then I think we could do fine look. I think we could do it like this. I think we can do it like this. Let's try it. Oh, ha. Okay, and we need to split that, and only use Z rotation. Okay, no, we don't want to do it this way. God, I don't remember how to get the target rotation. Make route from Z, I think. No. Make route from X. Or XY. God, I cannot remember. Why can't I remember how to do that? Right, make rotation from axis. Alright, just 1 second. For some reason, I cannot remember how to do that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I want to clan master, get control pawn. I want to set this to variable. Controlled AI. Don't mind the O. Was not supposed to be in there. Okay, so now we combine. Now I've got this guy, so I can get more of rotation of the mesh. It's our current. And now I can get world location. Add vector, and then we want to add in the location that we got here. Find look at rotation. This will be our target. And this would be our start. Plug that in there. And that should be all she wrote. It might not because it's not on an event tick, it just calls it once. So it's not actually interpolating between them. But it might be because of that. So let's set that to like 0.5 and see. It's probably because it's just not on an event tick. Wait a sec here. I'm just gonna let's try on an event tick. See what that does. Alright, instead of the mesh, let's try the capsule component instead. The capsule component. Recombine. We'll try that and see. It's a very little bit less, but not too much. No, I know. I manually put in 0.5 just to see what it would do. I'm just testing. We can do delta seconds there though. Yeah, see, it's a very little bit cleaner. It's not quite as snappy, but it's still there. It's because basically it's because of this right here. The AI move to does it kind of automatically because it's a movement component, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. I'll need to experiment with that a little bit later on and figure out the best way to do it with this system. But in general, like when dealing with standard characters, you want to do it like this with a vector right in here. Just kind of add them together, find look at rotation. You are interp with an event tick or a timer with delta seconds in there, and then you set actor rotation. We can also try real quick before I take off. just for reasons. Let's try it and see what happens. Yeah, it's because it's a spline, and it's getting those points itself. But yeah, I'll play with that and stuff, and hopefully get time to post a video later on. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, guys, I didn't quite get to everything I wanted to here, but I have to take off now, so I'll try getting into a stream again later on. I know this wasn't very long, but I'll mess around with this and hopefully get back into it later on. All right, have a good one, guys.